Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of my 1GP 2 Twisted Bow flipping series where I'm attempting to earn a twisted bow in under 1 year from scratch. If I fail to do this, I'm going to be giving away all of the money that I've earned, as well as I'm going to find the spiciest pepper and eat it for you guys on live stream. Well, I am nearing the end of month number 6, which means we are pretty much halfway time-wise. However, we are a bit further monetarily. We are currently working up to the 600 mil mark, which means we are quite ahead of schedule with the twisted bow still hovering around a bill. I don't see any issues with this unless we make a big mistake, which is always possible. Anyway guys, hope you enjoy the video and let's get started. For a couple months now, I've been making sure that I put flips in like right in the morning because I'm like, hey, it's 6 a.m. and no one else will be awake yet, less competition. And then I always realize I'm on the west side of North America, so that doesn't really work. 6 a.m. for me is like 9 a.m. or 10 a.m. for everyone else. I'm going to start off by putting in a flip for the Eternal Crystal, although I think it has been in a couple of my episodes now. Not as profitable as it once was. Now when you're buying random boss drops like this, you do still need to consider if people will actually buy the item. Now the reason the Eternal Crystal will actually still sell is people do buy it to turn into the Eternal Boots as a money-making method. For other boss drops, people often don't do that. They just dump it into the Grand Exchange or create the item themselves. So it doesn't work for everything. I'm also going to be putting in an offer for the Odium Ward, as well as the Occult Ornament Kit. Now, a couple people were asking me why I put in such high quantities of items, even in a day. And the honest answer is I'm struggling to find more expensive items with better margins. And while in most circumstances that money is going to end up sitting around doing nothing, at least there is a minor chance of the entire buying limit coming through 3 times, as opposed to just the money sitting in my inventory where there's absolutely zero chance of being useful. Okay, we just price checked the Eternal Gem for around a 55-60k margin. Kind of dire, not very good, but I think we're going to go ahead and do it anyway. Honestly, I've had better luck on cheaper, low volume items with high buying limits than the more expensive items, and that is why you see me doing the Infinity Robe set so often. Well, that's still another 50k margin. I'll go ahead and do that as well, and we'll probably go ahead and do 20 of those. Okay, next up here, we're going to try the Dragon Full Helm for around 46.7 mil. Currently, it's showing a 700k margin on GE Tracker. We'll see. That's very optimistic. I think the Dragon Full Helm is a very slow item. And last up here, we'll do a little Toad Flax. Seems a little underwhelming compared to the other ones. But that is going to be it for today. Hopefully I'll check in later, but I may not. Well, a little bit underwhelming in my opinion, but that is okay. Tormented Bracelets, we only got a 9k margin on. That is really sad. The Dragon Full Helm, not much on that either, only around 150k for a 46 mil investment. Terrible. And the really bad news is we actually did lose 600k on the Toad Flax. However, we did make money on some things. Not everything was bad. We got around 600k on the Crystal Tool Seed, around 550k on the Pharaoh Scepter, as well as nearly 500k on the Team Cape. Altogether bringing us around 1.5 mil in profit, which realistically isn't that bad. I tried these granite clamps for the very first time. I've never tried flipping them before. They had a really good margin, but their volume is a lot lower than I thought. I thought maybe I could buy like 100 or 200 overnight, but we got like 10. Okay, so first up here, we're going to try the Amulet of Eternal Glory for around 30.6 mil. And I'm also going to try the Team Cape Zero again because it had a really good margin overnight of 120k. A really good margin on the Malediction Ward, 150k, that is huge. Probably won't realize that, but we're still going to go with 16 of them. Alright, next up we're going to do the Infinity Gloves for around 1.5 mil. Okay, we're going to try the Cape of Skulls for around 22.1 mil. And last up here, I'm going to try the Gilded Boots. I'm going to try buying them for 4.8 mil. I'll go for double the buying limit. I'll realistically probably see you tomorrow. It is the day before Halloween, and we had quite a few interesting flips overnight. Well, to begin with here, we ended up losing around 700k on the Crystal Tool Seed. Not the end of the world, because we made around a mil on a couple different items here. The Team Cape Zero, we're making around 930k on. Very happy with that one. The Amulet of Eternal Glory, I got around 945k on. And the Gilded Boots, whenever they sell, will be worth around a mil in profit, giving us overall around a 2.8 mil profit overnight. Still no luck on these granite clamps. This was apparently a bad idea. Now, as it is Halloween, I've been watching a couple scary movies. The last one I watched was It Follows, which was kind of interesting. And I also watched The Babadook, and Get Out. I would actually highly recommend all of them. They're all pretty unsettling or eerie, but they weren't a classic horror film in my eyes. Well, anyway, back to flipping here. We don't have a lot of room. We're putting in an offer for the Infinity Hat as well as the Uncharged Toxic Trident Extended, which both have pretty good margins, although we have a lot of money left here to dump in. We're looking at the Eternal Crystal, which has a 2k margin. Probably not going to be doing that one. Well, the Trooper Parchment was probably my most profitable item of all time. We're going to try it again later, around a couple months after. We'll go for 100 of them. And last spear, I'm actually just going to double down on the Cape of Skulls. We're still getting around a 200k margin, so we'll leave it at that for now, and I'll check back in later. I actually managed to check in a bit later on the 30th, and we have a couple interesting things going on. We didn't make much money on the actual flips. However, the Cape of Skulls, we managed to buy a bunch for 21,715, which currently is around a 400k margin, which means I'm looking to get around 1.6 mil on the Cape of Skulls. That is a really excellent flip. Everything else was pretty lackluster. So overall, I think I only got around 400k in profit, which is incredibly sad, but I am looking to get around 1.6 mil on the Cape of Skulls, and we do pretty much have a full inventory slot to fill up here. Now, RuneLite just came out with a clutch update. The music and volume sliders can be done in much smaller increments now, so you're able to actually accurately change your music. Hallelujah. First up here, we're going to do the Guardian Boots. These are going to be overnight flips, so I'm going to be putting in probably double the buy-in limit. I think the Occult Ornament Kit is kind of thematic for nearly being Halloween. We're going to go for 12 of those, and that's pretty much how I make all of my decisions. Next pair, we're going to try the Dragon Full Helm again. I'm going to be going for 4 of them overnight. Oh man, that is pretty damn mediocre. We're going to go for 30 of them though, unfortunately. I was kind of considering doing an entire day of spooky items, but then I realized there aren't that many of those, and most of the actual Halloween items are either untradeable or very cheap. I don't think I'm actually that ahead that I could just start fucking around like that, but it did cross my mind. Wow, what are these margins? Like 2 or 3k often on very expensive items. We're going to do the Arcane Prayer Scroll. We actually noticed a big price dip on this item. The Ring of Nature is an item I used to do a lot. The amount traded does seem to be a lot less now, but I'll go for 3 of them right now, and I'll probably just pull out maybe a Dragon Full Helm and use that money for another offer slot. And well, I guess I'm going to do the Infinity Bottoms, even though that is an atrocious margin. I kind of need to go. I can't even do it, guys. I'll find something else, and I will see you tomorrow for Halloween. Okay, another kind of mediocre night, unfortunately. We ended up buying at 5 of the Dragon Full Helms, and I have yet to sell any of them off. A little bit worried as the price does seem to be dropping a little bit on that one. The only real profitable item I had was the Cape of Skulls, which I ended up getting around a 900k profit on. Pretty good. We did get around 400k on the Arcane Prayer Scroll, or at least we will when it's all sold. And we lost a bit of money on the Guardian Boot, giving us an overall profit of around 930k overnight, which is definitely a bit under average. Anyway guys, happy Halloween. Don't get up to too much trouble, although it is Thursday, so what are you really going to do on Thursday? So I'm just going to throw a couple items in here, may not check them for the rest of the day. We're going to do the Granite Boots, and we're going to go for 70 of those ones. And next up here, I'm kind of looking at the Obsidian set, and it actually is profitable enough. I'm going to go ahead and do the full bind limit of them. So we're going to go for all 70. Which will use a good amount of our money, but it currently has, I think, around a 30k margin, which in my mind I think is worth doing. And that is actually going to be pretty much it. I will probably see you guys tomorrow. I'm not entirely sure what happened to November 1st, but it's gone. And I don't mean the clip was lost, I just didn't record anything. Now, I had a couple of really good flips and a couple bad ones. We did end up losing about 1.5 mil on the Arcane Prayer Scroll. Unfortunate, not much I can do about that now. However, I did end up getting a monster margin. Okay, Halloween's gone. We got a pretty good margin on the Dragon Full Helm at around 1.7 mil, quite good. 1.1 mil on the Obsidian set combination, and 800k in the Granite Boots, giving us around 2.3 mil in total. Bringing us up to 573 mil, which is bad. Oh man, we only have a couple more days left, and I've only made 8 mil so far. I've had pretty good flips, but also some really bad ones as well that have been bringing us down. I would argue anything less than 20 mil in 1 week would be kind of a failure. So I'm really going to try to push through the last couple of days. First up here, I'm going to try the Dragon Full Helm once again for around 45.5 mil. This item has dropped a lot. We're also going to try buying the Arcane Prayer Scroll. I know I just lost a bunch of money on it, but the price has dipped a lot down to 3.6 mil. So hopefully we can get our money back. Okay, next up here, I'm going to try the Ring of Nature. Not too much luck on this one so far, but I'm going to go for 4 of them. Once again, I'm going to look at the Eternal Crystal. Having a 100k margin is excellent. Pretty good buy and sell volume as well. So we're going to go for 30 of them. Next up, I'm looking at the Occult Ornament Kit. I'm going to try buying it for around 3.8 mil, and I'll go for 12 of them. Next up here, I'm going to try the Crystal Tool Seed. This item has been changing in price a lot recently, and I'm also going to give the Smoke Battle Staff a try, leaving us with almost 150 mil, which I guess I'll have to dump into an item. Okay, we're going to go for the Pharaoh Scepter, as it has an extremely high buying limit, and we can dump a lot of money in here. And that's going to be it for November the 2nd. Man, I do that way too frequently. I ended up buying it for the wrong price. I am an idiot. Well, anyway, besides that, things are looking good. There are a couple of really nice flips going on here. The Arcane Prayer Scroll, I did manage to get a bit of my money back. I ended up getting around a 1.5 mil profit on that, which almost negates my huge loss on it last clip. And I also ended up getting around 850k on the Crystal Tool Seed and 300k on the Smoke Battle Staff, giving us an overall profit of 2.6 mil. Now that is a start for sure, and we also have a bunch more items to sell off, which I'm pretty optimistic about. It is still November 2nd, so we have a bit more time on our hands. I'm gonna go ahead and try to buy 50 more of the Crystal Tool Seeds overnight because the margin is really good and the limit is very high. We also have around 15 Eternal Crystals to sell overnight. We ended up getting them for around 31.22, and I'm hoping to sell them for around 31.80. Oh wow, I actually managed to pretty much instantly sell those off. Very unexpected. Alright, well I guess that clears up a bit more inventory spaces. And that was around an 800 or 900k profit, which I'm very happy with. We're going to go ahead and buy more of those overnight, why not? Next up here, we're going to make sure we have our Pharaoh Scepters in here to sell overnight, and that leaves us with 300 mil, an Ancient Wyvern Shield for some reason, and a pair of Guardian Boots. I'm doing a quick little price check on the Eternal Gem. 44k, that's pretty mediocre. Gonna do it anyway, unfortunately. Okay, that's a much better margin on the Dragon Plate Body. I'm gonna go ahead and do 30 of them overnight for a 100 mil investment. Okay, there's actually a pretty good margin on Uncut Dragon Stones. It's not an item I do very frequently. 100 GP on an item that's 13k is good, kind of. It's not really a good return on investment. However, if you do have a surplus of cash, it is still better than cheaper alternatives, even if the ROI is quite a bit lower. And that's going to be it for tonight. I'll see you guys tomorrow, and hopefully with some better profits. I'm going to make a bold statement here. November 3rd is the most depressing day of the year, objectively. And I think anyone who lives north of the equator, or probably south of the equator too, I should probably know this, realizes it is daylight savings time today, and it actually is pitch black where I am at 5 p.m., quarter to 5. So in my opinion, November is my least favorite month, and November 3rd is my least favorite day of the least favorite month. That aside, we actually had a few pretty good flips overnight. The Dragon Dart tips, we ended up getting 1.2 mil on them, very, very good, and around 900k on the Crystal Tool Seed. Very happy with that. A couple other things bring us up to 2.4 mil in profit, and after we sell everything off, we're up to 582 mil, which is looking a bit more promising than before. We only have a day left, however, it looks like we made around 18 mil now, which means it's not a total write-off here. We're gonna hop onto GE Tracker and have a look for a few items here. GE Tracker is a sponsor of mine. Use it all the time for finding slower items like a dip in the Arcane Prayer Scroll. Very handy. There will be a link in the description for that. Okay, next up here, we're going to do the Pharaoh Scepter again, but we'll still probably only go for 30 of them. And next up here, I'm going to do the Obsidian Cape R, again with a very good limit, and we're going to go for 20 of them. Okay, now this is a bit of a risk, but we're gonna actually price check a just this year armor set combination. I'm probably gonna lose like 300 or 400k on it. I would normally not recommend doing this with less money, as you're already gonna be investing like 400, 500k or more just to check the margin. But in this case, as I think I can go ahead and buy 4 or even 5 of them after, I think it might be worth it just to get the exact margin. And it does look like there's a profit of around 350k on it. So yeah, there is 350k on it. I'm gonna go ahead and do 4 of them, which means we should make just over $1 mil. However, it really shouldn't take more than an hour. So I think for that reason it is worth doing. Next up here, I'm going to try the Staff of Light. Going to go for a full buy limit of it for around 6.8 mil. And actually, I think we bought one of each of the Justiciar armor sets. So I think I'm just going to dump it in here for now, and we'll call that a day. And I'll check back in tomorrow with the weekly total, and we'll see how we did. Alright guys, it is the final day and pretty much everything has sold off. We're still missing a few things here, but let's start with the Justiciar armor set. Now yesterday we did do a Justiciar armor set combination for around $1 million profit. However, just overnight, we also just straight up flipped the armor set, giving us a profit of 1.2 mil just on that, which is pretty good. I also got a really nice flip on the Eclectic Implant Jar for around 700k profit. And on the rest of the items, we got like a 200 to 300k total profit. Let's hit collect. Sell everything off here and we'll see how much money we're at. I'm just going to dump these in here, even though this is kind of a waste of money, but whatever, there we go, everything is sold off. We started the episode at around 565 mil, and we're ending it at 587, which means we made 22 mil on the episode. Could have been a lot worse considering my start. I'm not really sure why I always have a really slow start and then a better finish. I'm going to try to work on that because 22 mil isn't horrendous, but considering how much money I have, I feel like I should be able to do better. But regardless, we should be hitting 600 mil by the next episode. I really hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, I would appreciate it if you left the video a like, and I will see you next time.